Hey mathematicians, welcome to Hot Topics. This is going to be your second part, telling time. So when you get to this part, make sure that you are moving this into your correct folder so that you can get it in your math folder and then in your Hot Topics folder. So there's a reminder here. Don't forget to change your name here where it says by your name, and then up in the title, don't forget to put your name up there as well so that your teacher can identify where your stuff is and whose is who. All right, so we are going to be working on telling time. Now, all of you on your iPads have a very nifty digital clock like I've got here in the bottom of my computer, which is great, but that's not always going to be available to us. When you look up in the classroom, if your iPad's not out and you want to know what time it is, you're going to have to be able to use an analog clock. So we're going to be practicing with an analog clock this week. So what you're going to be doing is looking at an analog clock and simply figuring out two things. What time is shown and what is the closest quarter hour. So when we're talking about quarter hours, talking about every 15 minutes. So when we have a clock that's at 12 o'clock, okay, that's the first, that's 12 o'clock. That's what we call the top of the hour. So a quarter hour would be a quarter of the clock, or 1/4. So the quarter of the hour is 15 minutes. So if our time was here at 12:10, the closest quarter hour would be 12:15. The next quarter hour is 12:30, which is also a half hour. The next quarter hour is 12:45, and then the next quarter hour is not 12:60, but 1 o'clock. So then we have 1:15, 1:30, 1:45, 2 o'clock, and so on. So you're going to be looking at a clock and identifying what time is shown and then what is the closest quarter hour. So since there's 15 minutes between these, you should be able to tell, okay, is this one closer to 2 o'clock or is it closer to 2:15? So if our time was 2:06, that's our time, it would be closest to 2 o'clock. So you're going to look at yours and look at your clock and say, okay, this hour hand is between 2 and 3, so the hour is 2. Now I've got two boxes here. We don't have anything here in the first box, so we can just leave it blank or put a 0. So it's 2, and then our minute hands, each big number is 5 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then one more is 26. So this is 2:26. Now we have to identify, is this closer to 2:15 or to 2:30? Well, it's only 4 minutes away from 2:30, so the closest quarter hour is 2:30. So you're going to be doing this on these, identifying what time is shown on the clock, and then what is the closest quarter hour. So you're going to do that for all of these, identify the time and the closest quarter hour. Now be careful when you get to a time like this, which is, our hand is between 1 and 2, so it's still 1 o'clock, but it's about 1:54. So the closest quarter hour would be 2 o'clock. So you might have to change the hour in your time there. So you're going to be identifying what time is shown on a clock and the closest quarter hour. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to see the awesome work you do.